What's going on, everybody? Happy Halloween. How's everybody doing today? Okay, let's try this one last time. So, happy Halloween. And I managed to beat Assassin's Creed Origins and Wolfenstein to New Colossus with before COD World War II actually launches. So I did that within a week. The exciting news is I found out the answer to my long-awaited 2017 question: what was going to be the longest game of the year? In short terms, it's Shadow of War with 32 hours, including Shadow Wars, which is the fourth act of the game. If you don't include Shadow Wars and you just include the main story, it's only 20 hours, in which case Assassin's Creed with 29 hours with the main story beats it automatically. But everybody likes to include Shadow Wars, so technically, I guess the legit winner, quote unquote, is Shadow of War, which is kind of interesting. But Assassin's Creed Origins, really good game. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with the ending. And I got to admit that after playing 29 hours, a couple days straight of Assassin's Creed Origins, jumping into Wolfenstein 2 was kind of annoying because I had to jump from an RPG third person to a first person shooter, which was a pain in the ass, and it was just really annoying. Although I got to say that the first Wolfenstein was harder. The second one I kind of just breezed right through it. It took about little under 8, little over 8 hours or so. Some of the puzzles were annoying, but I like the story. I gotta admit though, Microsoft is mad sensitive if you take any screenshots in certain places in Wolfenstein 2. I got an enforcement policy hit on my email. Turns out what I screenshotted was not quote unquote appropriate for Microsoft, so they removed my screenshot. But they didn't remove my second screenshot for some reason, and it's the same thing. It's just from a further distance, which is kind of weird. You know, I don't really see the harm of taking screenshots of what's actually in the game. I think that's kind of stupid if Microsoft wants to be sensitive about that. But okay, whatever. As for Assassin's Creed Origins, I enjoyed it. Again, there's no spoilers on here, so you don't have to worry about that. I will say that there's a lot of Easter eggs in Origins. I mean, there should be. It's the beginning of the Assassin's Creed concept. But if you haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed games, you would not understand any of the Easter eggs that get thrown in your face by dialogue. Like the wonderful concept that may the Father of Understanding guide us. In this game, you actually learn who that actually is. So that was actually kind of cool. You learn at the end how the Brotherhood is actually formed. Although the ending was kind of unsatisfied. I feel they could have done more with it. And I feel it was, I thought it was decent. I mean, they've been trying to push that RPG arc ever since Black Flag. And then when they did it with AC Unity a little bit, and then Syndicate was like the biggest push forward. Although in Syndicate you could find places to boost, and then in Origins there's practically none. You can't boost in a decent manner, which is really annoying. Instead of one boss battle, there's two, which was pretty cool. I liked the throwback to Black Flag with the ship battles in Roman style. So they would actually fire, instead of firing cannons, they would fire arrows, fire arrows. So, and there was a drum, boom, 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 as the ship is sailing, which was pretty cool. I like the story development. I like the concept with Cleopatra and Egypt. Thanks everybody who watched those streams. Sorry I couldn't stream at all. I've been having a really big problem with my with me being able to stream to YouTube, and I don't honestly understand why. I was just trying to do this video with my OBS, and my OBS kept basically disconnecting, and I just don't understand why. My Elgato won't stream, and I just don't understand why. It keeps giving me low bandwidth warnings, and my connection is completely perfect, so I don't understand the issue. If anybody knows a solution to that, I have tried the OBS. Again, it doesn't work, so I can't go from Elgato OBS to YouTube. It just doesn't work. And then the Mixer, I really want to use Mixer really bad, but I can't. Every time I try downloading my Mixer content, it's so choppy. It's really annoying. So I find that deeply actually really aggravating, because I wanted to do this video with footage, but I can't because all the footage that I captured is like all choppy and crap with all the good stuff on it. So it's like it kind of sucks. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with COD at the end of the week, but overall. But overall, I actually enjoyed it. It was, those two games were the final push towards multiplayer season, and then because I'm not really counting COD and I'm not really counting Star Wars. I probably should count Star Wars if I'm being legitimately honest with myself, because Star Wars is, that story looks pretty dope, and I'm kind of interested on how that's actually going to end. Final games of the year go Call of Duty, which is Thursday night, Friday morning. I'll have that story done and done by by Friday morning or so. I don't think it's going to take that long. And then Star Wars is in the middle of the month. I do get my X on the 7th, so I get the Scorpio edition. And the only games that I'm going to touch on that are Call of Duty and Star Wars. That's pretty much it. And then I get Far Cry 5 in February, and that's pretty much all I'm going to do. But as for games of the season, again, Shadow War takes the cakes with length if you include Shadow Wars, and if you don't include Shadow Wars, then Assassin's Creed wins. How does Assassin's Creed Origins line up to what I personally like? That's kind of hard to say right now because I haven't played its DLC yet. But I gotta say, I think I like I liked it, but the RPG push was kind of really annoying. And as you can see in the background, you can see, Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 3 flags. The only thing I regret is I couldn't get the statue version of Assassin's Creed. I think I would have enjoyed the statue version, but I wasn't gonna pay $700 for it. So, oh well. But I had fun. If anybody wants to know, tips and tricks, I can do those types of videos. It's not that hard. The biggest thing to do in Assassin's Creed Origins is to level up. You can beat the game at level 32, so you don't actually have to push all the way to 40 if you don't want to. Just heads up. And Wolfenstein 2 was actually really fun, although that stuff is really mature. It was actually really fun to play that game again, because the first one was wow, I can't believe they still make games like this. And then with what would happen if the Nazis won World War II and took over America. Well, in an actual level, you actually see what that looks like, and oh my lord, they went off the rails with that writing. That's just insane. They should honestly be banned. It was just too insane. I think it was so insane that Microsoft wants to ban people from taking screenshots of it. That's how increasingly fun it's actually gotten, quote unquote. But and then last but not least, the last thing I want to talk about for my Halloween, hello, is exclusives. Can we please stop complaining about exclusives? I beg you. I swear I'm exhausted. I am tired. But the last thing I need to hear in my morning rounds is when is Xbox getting more exclusives? Well, if you take into the factor that they're trying to go this whole PC route and become one with PC, one company rules all concept, PC and Xbox. The concept of exclusives no longer technically exist. I know we all want them to exist. I know that's practically what everybody wishes would happen. But if Microsoft really wants to make a bond with PC, and make a hybrid, the concept of solo console exclusives will no longer be a factor. It's just going to be multiplats and company exclusives, so on and so forth. But the games that you could only play on one system, I think Microsoft is trying to basically fix that to where they don't have to do that. So I think they're trying to make it so more people can play the games at hand. Last but not least, the concept is single player dying. Well, I like to mention this because this is really funny. Shout out to my boy Porter Rock, because my boy Porter Rock bought an OG Xbox One, so he didn't buy an S. He didn't buy an S, didn't buy an X. He bought an OG Xbox, so a big fat one. He bought it for $60, and the reason he got it was to play exclusives. And then he went on Twitter today, and I saw his list. he has like legitimately 3 games for his Xbox Ones, and they're all the 2018 exclusives. And then on his Sony, he has like a ton of he has like 6 or 7. The only one I would count for that would be God of War. Like the other ones just don't interest me. But Spider-Man was there too, but I'm not a big Spider-Man person. So, but it was kind of funny because this guy's like this guy on Saltiest Gaming, shout out to him. He on his Discord was like, "Oh, I see a lot of single player games." I'm like, "Yeah, but you got to remember, Porter Rock, he's not really, he's not really into that multiplayer, and he's not really into that social experience like you have on Xbox. He just likes to play those single player experiences." And I think on the single player side, I think on Sony it's not dead. I think on Xbox it's kind of dead because they've seen what works and what doesn't work, and what doesn't work is single player games that you can only get you only get 1 or 2 runs out of, and then you drop it, or versus the multiplayer games like COD and Overwatch and the games that have replayability over and over again, and or Halo, for example, that people will just go back and play for the multiplayer experience over and over and over again. So I think multiplayers do last longer. They have more replayability than single players, because single players, you'll just pick them up, play them, beat them, and drop them, Or some people will be really fanatics and try to 100% that game, and it will take them, over 7,000 hours. I've met people like that. That's insane. I played a game once. I'm done with it. I don't have to play it again unless it has multiplayer. If it has multiplayer, I might play it again. But if it's just a single player, not for me. Shout out to the 3 people watching. I appreciate it. Good morning, by the way. I am about to catch some sleep, but just know that Destiny 2 is complete. Shadow of War is complete. Assassin's Creed Origins is complete. And Wolfenstein 2 is complete. Now that is all that is left in my year of gaming is COD, come the end of this week, and Star Wars. I don't know whether I'm going to get COD on Thursday night or Friday morning. It depends, but I'm not in any rush to actually beat that one. And then Star Wars, I get it on a Tuesday or a Monday night, if I'm very much mistaken, because I got the Deluxe Trooper Edition thingy. But I'll try to get some gameplay on a different topic from my streams later in the week. I'm just so tired. I legitimately tried to do 3 days without sleep for Assassin's Creed, and I practically had to sleep for 6 hours each day. My body just couldn't do it. I tried doing 2 20-hour shifts, just wouldn't do it. But in the end, Assassin's Creed was beaten. That's all that matters. Wolfenstein 2 was done this very morning. Happy Halloween. The Nazi bitch is dead, right? Yay. If you have any questions, please hit me up on Twitter. It's at ThomasBarker621. You can hit me up on Xbox. My party is always open. And if you choose to add me, that's cool. It's ODO T Reaper. I pretty much right now, I'm just waiting for COD. I'm just relaxing. Probably going to catch some of that, finish watching that Stranger Things season 2, and just relax because I think I've earned a break. I just beat 2 games in under a week, and I'm totally exhausted. Please like, comment, subscribe, and have any requests. If you have any topic requests that you want to hear my opinion on, let me know. I'll gladly do a video. I don't have a problem with that. And shout out to the Broadband Bullies. Shout out to Halo Storm, and shout out to everybody that has been following me on Twitter. Oh, look out for my Christmas joke. My Christmas joke is coming in 1 month. I am going to do a massive meme that is going to be hilarious. But I hope everybody enjoyed my memes on Twitter this week because that was really fun. Shout out to the 4 viewers, and I am out. Have a good morning and happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. Later.